Hey all, welcome back to Alternative House channel. Today we are in Belgium on a huge ship which is over 300 square meters and is older than 100 years old. And Tom, the owner, gonna give us a tour and show around. Let's have a look.
Hi, welcome on board my houseboat in Ghent. The ship is 100 years old, 50 meters in length, 6.5 meters in width. The highest point outside is 4.4 meters. It's a steering head, and the deepest point inside the ship or underneath the canal is 1 meter and 27 centimeters.
So to be exact, it's from 1923.
Yes, it was built in 1923 in Sliedrecht in the Netherlands.
And it was something like a cargo
It was a
ship.
cargo ship indeed. It was mostly traveling through the Netherlands and Belgium with steel and carrots and peas, things like that.
And you bought it as a cargo and
Yes,
converted?
yes.
So when was that?
I bought it in 2008 and did the whole conversion myself. Yeah,
Okay.
it started in 2008, and I think could go on for another 20 years. The conversion. It's never done.
Yeah.
A ship this big is never completely finished, I think.
And you have been living since 2009?
Yeah, I've been living on it since 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Immediately. in the
Immediately,
cargo.
indeed.
Okay.
I needed a place to stay.
Nice. So now we are on the roof, which is as a terrace as well. And here you have some green garden.
This used to be, I used to throw parties on the ship, and then this used to be the area where the customers could smoke, or indeed it was with the cocktail bar was outside as well.
Oh, nice.
So indeed a very other nice option was this roof we're walking on. I can still glide it underneath the terrace, so people could have a look from while they were dancing to the stars upstairs and things like that.
Nice.
Very good for the atmosphere.
Love it.
Yeah, very good for the bar as well. If I closed the roof, people started drinking again. All right, shall we have a look inside?
Yeah. And you're completely off the grid?
Completely
right?
off grid.
Like, only
I
you
never
refill-
have.
Sometimes you have to refill water, I guess.
But that's indeed when you're trotting through Belgium, you can you have spots where you can take water for free.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here for a few years, I have to carry my water on the ship
Oh, well, by hand.
by hand.
So, but you have a huge tank as well.
I have a huge tank. It's for 1,000 liters of water.
Wow.
I just run out of it this morning while making my morning coffee.
But you
Roman.
don't fill it up full, I guess.
No, not full.
No.
Yeah, but I'm leaving in January, and then the first thing I'll do is fill up the tank again.
Yeah. I think this video will be in January, so you will be gone already.
All right, all right.
And
all right.
how much solar panels you have?
I think 2,400 in total,
yeah.
and living completely on solar electricity from the end of April till the beginning of October.
Yeah, and then you have start engine to.
The rest of the year, indeed, I use my generator. I'm not sure if you hear it, but there's a generator running at the moment,
No.
and he fills up my batteries 2 times a day in winter.
Here more trams.
More trams indeed. When I bought the ship, this was completely filled with roof.
Yeah.
So this area continued to go like this.
Oh, you had to cut it.
Yeah. So indeed, I had to. We chopped off half of a roof to create more space, and then we lifted up one of the roofs, put beams underneath it, as you can see here. So this is actually one of the old roofs, and then we just lifted it up with a big crane, and then we welded 4 beams in each corner, fixed the roof on top of those beams, placed steel all around it. We burned the windows out, we put beams to create an extra floor, and that's how we created this upper living area.
So actually there was no upper.
No, not at all. This was just one big hall.
Yeah.
Just a wooden floor, steel walls, and the flexible rooftop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And
You can see it here, Roman. So the cargo came till here,
yeah.
till this point. And then here you had like this old area where you could put your bikes, things
Yeah.
like that. And here you were already outside the ship, so the original floor was here. And it went all the way like this. And then there was this stairway to the steering hut. And then here it was just a closed area.
And I
So-
like how you left the foam, it looks like a cave.
Yeah,
when
the
you
kids
walk
like
through.
it.
Yeah.
The kids like it. They think it's like Aladdin's cave or something like that.
Yeah.
And I got used to it as well.
And this is actually all about how you insulate it. You just spread
Yeah,
the foam.
completely spread it all over. I think 6 centimeters on the roof, 8 centimeters on the walls, and I think another 6 centimeters on the floor.
Yeah.
And it's more than enough.
A lot of work.
1 day's work.
This is like a living room?
This is indeed the living room, man cave.
You have some DJ set there?
Yeah, indeed. I love to play some records. You can eat here, chill out here. It's the coolest room in the house during the Belgian heat waves we have nowadays. So indeed, the old part of the ship, it's not insulated, so it's just like this thin layer of steel. Then we have like this melted wool, and then another layer of steel, so it gets like 35, 40 degrees in there. So this area is well insulated and stays very cool.
You sprayed foam only this area, not the rest of the
Not
ship.
the old ship. No,
That's what I said, a lot of work. I thought you did it all.
Oh no, not that part. Not the old roof. It's called in in Dutch. The roof hasn't been converted yet. It's one of those things that might do in the future.
In another 10 years.
In another 10 years, indeed. I use wood to heat up the printmaking studio, and indeed I use gasoline to heat up the living area.
Ah, okay.
So I think in the studio you should work. So that's why we use wood over there, and here is where you should chill, and then that's where we use the gasoline.
Okay.
All right, let's have a look in the kitchen. So the ship used to be at the cargo, the hull came all the way here, and then we created indeed this passage by burning away this floor, and welding a U against the old steering head. Then we took away this part of the ship. Then we had like this narrow access through the kitchen. And this used to be divided in smaller rooms, but I didn't like it. It was a bit claustrophobic. So we tear down these walls to create somewhat of a bigger area. We got 2 bedrooms.
So it's like a bedroom with a wardrobe.
Yeah, and we have the same thing here for the kids.
Yeah.
But then a bit more kid-friendly.
Batavia.
Yeah, that was the old name of the ship. When I bought it, the ship was called Batavia.
Okay.
So when you have the papers of the boat, you can see all the names it had. The last, she's 101 years old, so you can see she used to be Emmanuel, she used to be Johanna, she used to be Batavia, and nowadays she runs under the name Boothuis Brouwhaus.
Okay. So
we always
you are the 4th owner.
I think I'm the 6th owner, but I just don't recall all the other names. Yeah. And you always refer to her as a lady, so you don't give a ship, or you barely seldom see a ship with a masculine name. They always refer to a ship as a female, and apparently it brings bad luck if you change the name from a female to a male. So we don't do it. We call her Boothuis Brouwhaus. Here you see the small bathroom.
Oh, it's huge.
Okay.
It's like 3 by 2.
Something like that, yeah.
2.5 by 2, something like that.
Yeah.
And you have a washing machine as well?
A washing machine as well. We try to run it as eco-friendly as possible by using these washing strips you see nowadays.
Yeah.
Can recommend it to everybody. They work like a charm. I was quite surprised, to be honest.
And they have different brands, so
Probably.
you can check them all out.
Probably. Okay, here we have the steering head.
And do you need specific license to move it around?
You do need a permit, of course. But we are called a pleziervaartuig. So I'm not sure how to translate it. I think it's something like recreational ship.
Okay.
And then you need a small permit is more than sufficient.
Okay.
If you're gonna, the downside is, the only obligation is when we're gonna take locks. If you have to take a lock, you have to be with at least 2 persons. One indeed here at the steering wheel, and another one outside to work with the ropes.
Yeah, but if you go alone,
then I hope I don't see any locks.
But you don't move so often, like once in a while.
I used to bring her around often, but nowadays I've been here again for 4 years, something like that. Yeah.
And now you're planning to move. I know.
Yes, I think in January we'll be moving again. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to it as well. I've been here for 4 years now. It's not the most joyful area to be honest. So I'm looking forward to start moving again. I really enjoyed the feeling of getting the ropes of the locks and then to start moving the ship again.
Yeah. And it's this, I guess everything is, I mean, I see something new, but I see something like very old.
This is very old, of course. This is old steering wheel. This is a radar. So when there's lots of fog outside, I could put up this. It works with the sonar.
Yeah.
So this starts going around,
Okay.
and then I have to put my face in this, and then I see the ship is like this tiny orange dot. The canal is like this black beam, and you just have to keep your own small orange dot into the black beam, and hoping you don't hit any other orange beams.
This is like something from 50s, 60s?
Yeah, I think it's from the 70s, something
Yeah.
like that. So you could steer by using the wheel, or you can steer automatically by using this little
Okay.
joystick.
Yeah.
Okay, this is for indeed the turns you're taking, and this is for the depth underneath your ship, so that you know how close you are to the bottom of the canal. This is for measuring the power from the solar panels and or the generator. And then I have this small terrace outside with the hammock, and indeed we're obliged to have a rescue boat.
Yeah.
So that's my rescue boat.
But you can put it down and
You can
just-
throw it in the canal and hope
Yeah.
she doesn't sink.
so you never use it.
I think a friend of yours, Carol, tried to use it a few years ago
Okay.
without much success.
And this is a air conditioner?
Yes, indeed. It gets steaming hot in here, so
Yeah.
indeed an air conditioning is more than welcome. This is called an AIS. It's like a tracking device that the government, but also all the other ships know where you are, how fast you're going, what's your destination, where you're coming from, what is your last journey, things like that. It's like a GPS with the cars, but then I can look at the other ships, their AIS as well.
Ah, okay.
So it's like an inland system that you know, like, okay, even when it's very foggy, I know there's a ship under 300 meters heading my way, going at this speed, and will collide or not. Yeah.
So there is something modern on it as well.
Indeed. And this is indeed the radio, so I can communicate with indeed the locks or other ships as well. Then we have another engine. So this is just for the engine that's downstairs to move forward and backward. If I use this, there's another engine. There's another engine in the front of the ship. We call it the boegschroef. And with the boegschroef, I have like this steering thing. I can turn around 360 degrees. It helps to park. It helps to stop. It's just like another schroef, another engine on the front of the ship to help avoid accidents, or indeed when you have to park your ship, you can park parallel against within two other big ships.
That you don't have to move forwards and backwards.
Yeah, indeed. And then you can just float like this.
Yeah, nice.
And so I put my steer like this.
Yeah.
And then with my boegschroef like that as well. And then we can move parallel instead of having to
But
move
you even don't see the front of the ship, like how you can park it.
As long as we can see the beams outside,
Yeah.
then we're safe and it's approved. So as long as you can see the beams in the front, behind the stairs, then you're good and safe.
Okay.
Okay?
But I guess it took a while, no? To learn how to park
Yes.
it. And you had to do some license, some courses, or?
You have to take a theoretical course.
Yeah, but that doesn't help.
Not at all. And then you have to pledge another captain who has to pledge on his mother's grave that you're capable of steering a boat. Ship.
Okay.
So it's an 8-hour pledge that another captain swears that you've been going along with him for at least 8 hours.
Well, that's very little. 8 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. Normally, if it was still a freighter, if it was still an inland vessel, you have to work for 380 days as a sailor before you could even think about becoming a captain.
Yeah.
But now the government didn't know where to put ships like this, or how to give them a little home, or I'm not sure how to translate it. But then they call it the pleziervaartuig, these recreational ships, and then you're allowed to with 8 hours and a theoretically exam, you're good to go.
That's amazing. So you have to watch out when you see such a
Indeed,
boat.
indeed. I recommend to only go on Sundays. Then you're always the biggest one on the canals, and then
Okay.
you're safe.
Oh, you have even dishwasher.
Yes. I think it's the first thing we bought after the first party we did.
Oh yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, indeed. It uses less water than indeed washing it by hand.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought myself a dishwasher. So this stairs is also used the whole floor of the ship. It's called azobé, the wood. And apparently it's heavier than water, so it's the only wood that actually sinks when you throw it in the canal.
Okay.
It's pretty weird that they use it for flooring in ships.
Probably it stays forever.
Yeah. This is yeah, the old where my kid used to sleep. This is the room where I spend the summers because upstairs is way too hot, so I created another bedroom downstairs. And this one stays very chill, nearby the water.
Yeah, it's very romantic.
Very
Just
romantic
windows.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see water.
Indeed, and you see the ducks passing by in the morning. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, then here we have, for me, one of the most important rooms of the ship. It's my printmaking studio. I graduated as a printmaker myself in 2006, so I graduated at the Academy of Antwerp. And then I immediately bought myself a big etching press in Brussels. So this etching press. And I had this little squad in Antwerp where I had this press. And then we did parties over there, we did expositions, performances, things like that. And after 2 years, the owner wanted his building back, so I was standing on the street in Antwerp with my 3-ton weighing etching press. I couldn't afford a house to put the etching press. An apartment couldn't carry the press because it's way too heavy to put in an apartment. So I decided to buy a ship to put this press on. So indeed, the ship is built in 1923. This press is built in 1921. So indeed, they go very well together, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the reason you bought the ship is
Indeed.
just because of this machine.
Indeed. I know. It's a Hughes and Kimbler. It's a London-based brand. And I bought it from an old Brussels-based artist, Hebbelings. And the guy was 93 years old when I bought the press from him. His wife told him to spend the last years of his life with her and not with his etching press. And then that happened to be the year I graduated, so I bought it from him. And indeed, this is the reason why I bought the ship. The less heavy parts are these. These are 250 kilograms.
Yeah, it's super light.
Super light, indeed. And the heaviest parts are the rolls down there.
How did you get it in?
One by one, piece by piece.
250
and then
kilos,
I can
piece
open
by
up
piece is heavy.
the crane, of course, and then with like this jacks and things like that.
And then through what? Through the roof?
Through the roof, yeah.
Okay.
So it used to be a cargo ship, so they could indeed open up the roofs.
Yeah.
And then you can put cargo in,
Okay.
and then they close the roofs. So that's how I put the press.
So now is
on the
no
ship.
way to take it out anymore.
There is a way.
Okay, have
There-
to remove
there-
the ceiling.
There's always a way, Roman. Okay, this is another press I bought a few years ago for making letterpress printing.
And it doesn't look much younger.
It's not much younger, but I think this one is from the 60s.
Yeah.
Okay, then here's my silkscreen UV exposure unit. So that we use for silk screening. Tons of paper I have. All the equipment you use while printmaking.
And the most your clients are private or companies? You work-
Private. So nowadays we used to throw parties. Now since COVID we stopped throwing parties, or we had to stop throwing parties. We had to stop doing Airbnb. So I started inviting young artists to the ship, and then we experiment with printmaking. So we make prints, we make editions, and then we try to sell them via the website portsidegraphics.com. So check it out. And we have an open call on the website, so people can always indeed send in their portfolio, do a proposal. We work with indeed the etching, with the woodcut, letterpress, silkscreen, UV light based techniques, lithography, Riso. I'll show you in the other
And
studio.
what is more for? It's like for clothes, or it's for billboards, or
No,
what?
it's actually for art, for
To
hanging
put
on your walls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your art, and then you just copy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We make multiple prints of it.
Yeah.
So we pull multiple prints from one matrix, and then we have an edition, or we have an
Right.
oplage, and then we print 10, 12 of the same pieces, and then we can sell them at a lower price than having to sell one piece at a high price.
Nice. Cool.
Okay. So here,
Oh wow, it's so huge.
it is insanely huge. You hear the echo?
Yeah.
So this used to be indeed my original idea after the squad in Antwerp was indeed, so I bought the ship, put the etching press on the ship, and the original idea was to start a floating gallery. I wanted to stay 3 months in Ghent, 3 months in Brussels, 3 months in Antwerp, and 3 months in Hasselt. But then the first banking crisis, 2008, and we didn't sell any art. So I thought, let's throw a party, and we did a techno party in Antwerp, Tech Noir, with lots of people. And then a week later, we invited a Jamaican singer. We flew a Jamaican, I forget his name, but we flew him in for a party in Antwerp as well. And so we started doing parties, and the next thing you know, you're partying for 12 years here in this ship. So we did every little city in Belgium, every big city in Belgium, we hosted parties. And then we went from, then I had 3 bookings in Antwerp, then I brought the ship to Antwerp, then I had bookings in Hasselt, and I brought the ship to Hasselt. And I've been trotting through Belgium for 12 years like that. Yeah, and so we did the parties here. Okay, then it was all dark with black on the walls. There was like this little laser, a red light going on and off. My bar used to be here. I still have my pricing list. As a remembrance. So the bar used to be here. The clients came on the ship by,
There's the stairs.
don't mind the mess.
Yeah. Okay. And here you go out in the front.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's huge.
it is. It's high as well.
How long is this place?
I think 26 meters in length.
Oh.
Yeah, and then it will be approximately 5 meters in wide, and indeed 3 meters 80 in height.
Yeah. So all this inside space is twice bigger than any wide beam boat.
I think a wide beam boat in England could easily fit
put
in
inside.
this. I can have 2 probably. Yeah.
Inside.
It's also with, how do you call it, floor heating?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you have actually pipes running through with the
yeah.
liquid.
15 years ago, it seemed like a good idea to do that. To be honest, yeah, I hardly use it.
Okay.
I think it costs me like 10 to 12 liters of gasoline a day to keep it
All right.
nice, running and hot. So
yeah.
no, I rather use the wood stove than putting the floor heating on.
Yeah. And wood stove, we have it here. This is the wood stove.
Yeah, it's a Boulerian. I'm not sure if you know it. They suck the cold air from the floor.
Yeah, and blow out. Yeah.
And then indeed you have like these pipes, and they blow out the hot air.
And it's heating up just this.
Yeah, I can heat up the place. The temperature rises with 2 degrees per hour that I'm burning wood.
Yeah.
I don't think it's very healthy for my inks to be too cold. So in winter time, I do put the floor heating on, let's say 8 degrees, and the rest of the day I try to fire it up a bit, that it's not too cold here, that the ink doesn't freeze.
Yeah, to owning so huge ship, it's quite expensive in winter to maintain.
The winter months are pretty hard and pretty expensive, that's true. I think I burn, let's say 3,000 liters of gasoline each winter.
Wow.
But then
all winter.
All winter, yeah. But then it's done for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So from indeed April till October, I live completely off-grid on solar panels, and I don't need any heating at all. But indeed, the winter months, let's say starting from November till the end of February, it's pretty insane how much it costs or how much gasoline you use to keep the place a bit fired up.
Yeah. But by gasoline, you mean diesel? Or?
Yeah, diesel.
Yeah, diesel.
Yeah.
And you can use it for heating diesel, or you have
Yeah.
to buy in petrol station that for
No,
cars?
no, I can use it for heating as
Okay,
well. Yeah.
so that's like twice cheaper at least than
It's a bit cheaper than indeed
Yeah.
the normal diesel you
for
buy at the
cars.
pump. Yeah.
But they're all the same. It's just painted. It
Indeed,
just,
indeed. But indeed, I think with the 3,000 liters, Roman, it's also for the generator. So
Yeah.
the generator included.
Yeah.
But yeah, indeed, it's a
It's
huge
like to
amount
have
of-
electricity and stay warm.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
I had my winters that the generator broke down and that
Oh,
you're
no.
freezing your ass off for 4 days. Yeah, then you're less happy that you're on a boat. But
So the backup is only to keep the fire running.
yeah, those days indeed to keep the fire running. Indeed. Yeah.
And the water you bring just by hand?
Yeah, nowadays by hand. The last 3-4 years by hand, and it used to be like this, like you have these tank stops or these gasoline stops along the highways. We have like these water stops along the canals, and you can just moor your boat. You fill up the tanks with water, and you continue your journey.
All right, thanks for watching. If you want to find more about the ship and the engine, we'll have a second video. You can find it right here. Let us know what you live on such a huge boat, and see you the next one. Cheers.